Okay, so here we have an example of how to do long division of polynomials, and so we're going to be starting with this example that we have on the screen here. We've got a cubic polynomial here, x to the third plus 6x squared plus 5x minus 12. We're going to be dividing that by x plus 3, and so we're just going to start by setting it up here, set up our normal division problem like what you set up in grade school, where we take the number we're dividing into here, and we'll put it underneath the division sign like this. And then we'll put our other value up front here, x plus 3. And the key thing to remember when you're dividing polynomials is that you want to always be looking at the lead term. You want to look at the lead term every time, and you're going to be repeating this process over and over again, where you're going to say, okay, the easiest way is just to think about what do I need to multiply x by in order to get x to the third? What do I need to multiply this lead term by to get this lead term? So in this case, we've got x and x to the third. What do we need to multiply x by to get x to the third? The answer is x squared. And so we put that up here on the top. Above its like term. Since it's x squared, it goes in this column. So we go x squared up here. Okay, so then after we decide that, now we've got to take and multiply this term, x squared, by everything out front. And it's really just the distributive property, so we're going to take and multiply x squared times x, and that's going to go right over here. It's x to the third. And then we're going to take x squared and multiply it by 3, and that's going to go, it's 3x squared, so it's going to go right over here. And so now, after we multiply by every term out front, the next step would be to go ahead and subtract. So I'm going to get rid of these arrows so we can kind of see what's happening, but we're going to subtract. And so what I would recommend is that you always just leave no signs at first, and then when it's time to subtract, go ahead and put your subtraction signs in. So there we go. We subtract every time this first term is going to cancel out. That's what should be happening. And on the second term here, we've got 6x squared minus 3x squared. That's 3x squared. The last thing you want to do is bring down everything else. So plus 5x minus 12. And now we just literally repeat the process. So again, we want to focus on the lead term. So we've got x, and we ask that same question again, and now we're dealing with this lead term. So what do I need to multiply x by to get 3x squared? And the answer to that question is 3x. Since it's a like term here, it'll go above this. It's positive. We'll put a plus sign. And again, I multiply it back down by everything here. So 3x times x is 3x squared. So that goes here. And 3x times 3 is 9x. Don't put a sign. Now subtract. And again, the lead term cancels out. 5x minus 9x is negative 4x. Bring down the negative 12. Now the last step is again to repeat this process one more time. Again, what do I need to multiply x by to get negative 4x? And the answer is negative 4. Negative 4 times x is negative 4x. And negative 4 times 3 is negative 12. Now since those are both negatives, we're going to put our sign right away. And when we go to subtract them, they actually become addition, which is why both of them cancel out and we get 0. Our remainder is 0. Couple things to be aware of when you're doing long division. First of all, when you start, make sure that every term is present. So in this case, we started with x to the third, then we went to x squared, x, and then constant. If there was something missing, if it was x to the third and it went right to x, for example, you would need to put a 0 in to take the place of that missing term. So watch out for that. Just remember, if you get a remainder down here, you're going to take that value and put it over whatever you divided by as a fraction at the end of the polynomial. So, just a quick example of how to do long division of polynomials.